Thank you very much indeed, President. I've just learned that Pat has just celebrated his 65th birthday, so happy birthday, Pat. Just going to show that he hasn't been here quite for the whole 125-year history of the STUC. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Ros. Thanks to all. Pleasure to be here with you. Pleasure to be back here in person after a couple of acknowledgements. Firstly, I think it's appropriate to recognise that the STUC has always been a proudly and illegal invasion. Trade unions have been steadfast in recent weeks in showing solidarity with Ukraine, in urging as long as possible, have also been involved in efforts to provide aid for Ukraine. And so I want to line out this point, given the time, very proud and distinguished history overseas and being at the forefront of comes to Scotland for people who need refuge and sanctuary. And in that spirit, I am pretty certain that all of you will be as appalled as I am at the... Secondly, our taxi branch, I'm sure you will all agree, are all outstanding union reps. Unions every single day contribute to and enhance the well-being of their fellows. Refer to work done, understandably refer to the health, the safety and the job security. Particularly with union reps, ministers were discussing strategic issues to our meetings with individual trade unions. So I know down to the efforts of strategic issues with the STUC and General Council members. Discussing strategic issues with the STUC and members on a twice-weekly basis, and that was in addition to our meetings with individual trade unions. But it is also, I know, down to the efforts of every part of Scotland. Thank you for everything you have done, everything you continue to do for your members and for workers throughout the country. This conference celebrating the 125th anniversary of the STUC, and congratulations on that. Doubt at all that the role trade unions have played in the modern history of Scotland, the role you continue to play in the life of the future. As we contemplate the challenges and of course the opportunities that we face as a country in the years ahead, it is abundantly clear that the role of trade unions is absolutely vital. In many ways, in fact, your work will be more important than perhaps it has. And that's partly because the pandemic has exposed, and as we know, again, that work which is invaluable to the lives of people, especially vulnerable people across the country, is undervalued in terms of pay and status. Much of that work, for example, in health and social care and essential retail, is done predominantly by women. But we must not ignore these inequalities. Instead, we must do much more to address them firmly and protect fair work in all sectors of our economy without exception. We must secure a just and fair transition to net zero so that we can also protect the planet for the generations to come after us. Misery that this crisis is causing. At the start of this month, we increased social security payments that we have control over in Scotland by 6%, almost double the increase. Recently doubled the Scottish child payment to 20. The doubling immediately benefited more than 100,000 parents into well-paying, sustainable work. In addition, we've doubled this year's funding for the Home Energy Scotland programme, part of a wider set of measures, what other steps we can take. And we will also continue, and I hope you will have your support in doing so, to press the UK Government to take further action, to take any meaningful action given the default conditions to government grants, promoting fair work in the foundational economy, the essential retail, transport, care and public services. For example, fair work is at the heart of our new retail strategy, and let me acknowledge the trade in the foundational economy in all employment sectors. So fair work must be the hallmark of Scotland's economy. I am determined, and I know this is a determination shared by all of you, that we do much better in future gas emissions. Our transition to becoming a net zero economy must be a fair one. We mustn't leave people, communities or regions behind. And that's a cause that the STUC has argued passionately for. Unions. In that promise, £1 billion of supply chain. That we know we will benefit from the scrutiny, challenge and at times criticism of £1,000 to cover staffing costs, your theme for this year. Proud of us to stress at the cry of people who feel themselves the victim of blind. My heart once again for everything you do for workers, much indeed.